17. Jesus! Love adventure.
Hey, do you want to see a trick? Sure. Alright, here I go. It happens to the best of us. Has it ever happened to you? Never. One time. Chipotle. Call me crazy, but I think I'm falling for the beast.
Girl, you are crazy. Are you serious? The beast kidnapped her father, captured her, held her down in a dungeon, ain't fed her shit, and she still falls for the nigga? What I gotta do? I'm right here.
What happened when the last petal falls?
In order for us to break the spell, Master must find true love.
William, get on it! I thought that was a goal. Defend it! Awesome.
Sponsored by Britain.
Simple, very easy. Wow, too easy. My favorite gadget for sure. For the longest
Pretty
time,
hot out
I
there,
had
huh?
this gadget, and I thought it was kind of dumb, but it actually works so well. That's a really
I hate the dub. It's dead.
Someone will take care of the place. Some of the new Philly Britta shoots threes from behind the line, transit.
Jesus Christ.
Clean? Definitely. We got dance moves that just keep on flowing, and my hands say so to keep on going. The Spice Game will be beyond belief. Stephen always has a great season. Salt packed, but I hate this waste of space. With the passion, which we could replace him with the babyface assassin. Get your clubs out, cause now we're tripping on socks. We'd always keep the rat stacks with toilet paper.
Continue. Continue. Shoot. Go.
Running the game. Everything would change with his name on the lease. We be draining tap water like he draining them threes.
He's look angry.
It's the British street. Just feeling poor. No waiting. British street. I crashed your car. Huh?
A flight called Madrid defense. Miranda. No.
Nigga, man, what's up, man? Who's doodling, man? Yo, man, your doodles are mad heavy, baby. What the fuck, man? Yo, man, hit the side of the bowl, let the doodle hit the side, and let it roll into the water, man. Don't do a direct splash, man. Doodles are mad loud. I swear to God, baby. Put the doodle on the side and let it roll into the bowl, dog. Max, let the doodle hit the side of the bowl and let it roll in. You got some big doodles, nigga. Doodles too loud, Max. Me and my kid, man, we trying to sleep, man. Turn my doodle down. Loud doodle ass, nigga.
And more ripe ones too. This is still pretty hard. Well, guys,
Yo, is that you, Brendan?
for this gadget, I got avocado
Keep
seeds.
that shit down.
See what it's all about. Pop it open. So let's say you only need to use half of avocado.
Yo, man, what the fuck are you, man?
So I only use the half of it.
You need to be quiet. Tell niggas to be quiet, man. You loud as fuck, man. Trying to keep my fucking quiet, man. Shut the fuck up with that. Yo, do me this favor, man. Check on my daughter, see if she's alright.
Save the avocado because it's not
Stay inside too loud, dog. Try to sleep.
actually it looks pretty good.
Defense.
Fuck up, man. Fuck me. Loud with that shit.
Very cool. Well guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know in comments below which gadget was your favorite. I think the most useful
I'm not even doing my best. So yeah.
sliced and tomatoes one by one.
So yeah, guys, I'm not doing my best.
Just let us check your vitals.
Clearly, you're in shock. Let us help you.
I'm in shock. What should I do? Gurney.
I don't need a gurney. Why do we need a gurney? You're gonna be fine. What are you doing? You're on my leg. Just relax. Let us save your life. I'm good. I'm good.
All right, take it in.
Oh, that feels really good.
All right, up.
Yeah. You're right. Let's go.
Fifa. So I will be playing with my friends.
This is pretty creepy, honestly. This is really, really creepy. Alright, come on, let's get a reaction. Let's see if anyone says anything. Why is someone trying to trade with me? I literally have nothing.
Sorry, I accidentally put Fifa. So I will be playing with my friends. So yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share.
Alright, let's try a different game. Let's go back to home, and then let's go into Prove It. Alright, so now that we are in Prove It, we can check out some of the game that is associated with it.
Sorry, I accidentally put
This is where
Fifa.
all the fake
So I
hackers
will
hang
be
out.
playing with
You
my
wanna trick some
friends.
people into thinking we are actually John Doe. Just spam random characters. OMG, he actually believes it. What the heck? He actually believes I'm John Doe. Figuring out the hacks. Who are you? Let's just respond with that. Let's just respond with that. See what he says. Oh my gosh. Let's just respond with that. Alright. Speed. Oh, he actually thinks it's me. What the heck? He actually thinks I'm John Doe. Speed hack. Need 100 speed. John Doe.exe. Alright, let's see if he actually believes it.
You've heard it time and time again. Wrestling may be scripted, but the injuries are real. A few bumps and hits on the road is normal, but for some superstars, an injury can change their career forever. The following 10 superstars were never the same after getting injured. Careers changed, they were forced into retirement, and the world of wrestling was impacted dramatically. 10 wrestlers who were never the same after injury. Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's greatest foe was not Eddie Guerrero, Randy Orton, or Chris Jericho. It was his knee. After years of putting direct impact on his knees, his injuries finally caught up with him in 2011. Mysterio appeared on and off WWE programming for several months, trying to heal.
I love you, rematch.
To injure them once again. Despite winning the WWE Championship for about an hour, Mysterio never enjoyed the main event status that he once had. Triple H. As part of D-Generation X, Triple H was a lean, fast-moving, agile superstar. In 2001, he tore his left quadricep muscle, and the Triple H we all knew was gone forever. When the game returned, he was bulked up and had slowed down methodical ring style. Triple H still had major success, but lacked the huge spark that gave him the main event push in the first place. Goldberg. Goldberg's rise in the WCW added a lot to the company and gave him an instant megastar. While searching for Kevin Nash in a parking lot, Goldberg took it upon himself to smash his arm through a glass limousine window. A huge cut in his arm caused Goldberg to miss multiple months of action. When he was brought back, he was turned heel, and his character fell flat for the rest of his time in the company. Daniel Bryan. The aggressive, unstoppable style that Daniel Bryan was popular for in the ring was also what caused his downfall. Bryan injured his shoulder and neck, forcing him to give up the WWE title and cut his push extremely short. When Bryan finally came back from the injury, it was never the same, and he lacked the same ring magic he once had. Now retired, Bryan is forced to watch from beyond the ropes as the SmackDown general manager. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Neck injuries are serious business, and even someone as resilient as Stone Cold Steve Austin couldn't overcome nagging problems. A botched piledriver by Owen Hart injured Austin's neck and led to problems for the rest of his career. He eliminated most of his high-flying moves and became a straight brawler that was full of aggression. While the injury didn't stop his success, it definitely cut his career short in the WWE. Christian. It seemed like it took forever for Christian to reach the top of the WWE ladder. When he finally did, it was like the ladder was pulled out from underneath him, and Christian kept hitting his head on the way down. Captain Charisma would come to be known as Captain Concussion. Too many headshots put Christian out of action and forced the legendary tag team champion to retire from active competition in the WWE. Joey Mercury. Not only is the ladder shot to Joey Mercury's face one of the most gruesome scenes in WWE history, but it's also the moment that changed his career forever. Mercury was able to return to the ring after breaking his nose and orbital bone, but he just wasn't the same. Johnny Nitro became John Morrison, and Joey Mercury was left to languish without a stable career in pro wrestling. Mercury now works behind the scenes in the WWE. Chris Nowinski. Concussions are now serious business in all professional sports. But when Tough Enough winner Chris Nowinski competed in the WWE, not as much research had been done. After Nowinski suffered from numerous concussions, he started experiencing post-concussion symptoms, and his in-ring performance changed. Not only did Nowinski retire from active competing, but he started the Concussion Legacy Foundation to further the research and development on important issues. Concussion protocols are now used in the WWE and NFL. Lex Luger. Motorcycle accidents have changed the careers of superstars like Shane Helms and Kerry Von Erich. Lex Luger suffered from the same type of disaster when a motorcycle crash crushed his arm and forced him to get metal plates installed in the arm. His in-ring work changed after this injury, leading to Luger relying on more powerful moves and body slams than technical work. His character couldn't quite catch on with the audience, and Luger's career faltered because of it. The Rock. Here's one injury that changed a superstar for the better. While still known as Rocky Maivia, the generational brawler suffered a knee injury in a match against Mankind. When he returned, the Maivia name was scrapped, and a whole new attitude was put in place. The high-flying in-ring style was replaced with a brawler that we all know and love today. The Rock was born, and the WWE was changed forever. Well, there you have it. What injury do you think had the biggest impact? Are there any that we missed? Can you imagine the landscape of pro wrestling if these injuries didn't occur? Let us know in the comments.
Rematch, yeah.
The Undertaker is one of the WWE's greatest enigmas. The Phenom often quietly disappears from the company, only to return with an epic fashion. Whether it's the sound of a gong, a lightning strike in the arena, or by suddenly appearing in the ring, the dead man certainly knows how to make an impact with his epic comebacks. The greatest Undertaker comebacks. SummerSlam 2009. CM Punk had just defeated Jeff Hardy in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. But before
We'll do Premier League match.
the lights went black in the arena. When they turned back on, Hardy's lifeless body was replaced with The Undertaker. Taker rose up, attacking CM Punk, and started a brief rivalry that would earn The Undertaker a World Heavyweight Championship. The return was shocking, unexpected, and the perfect way to end the SummerSlam. Battleground 2015. The Undertaker's greatest loss came at the hands of Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Still unable to get over the loss, the dead man came up with a plan to shock Lesnar. As Lesnar was about to defeat Seth Rollins for the WWE title, the lights went out, and The Undertaker suddenly appeared in the ring. The crowd roared, and then roared louder when Taker delivered a low blow and a tombstone to Lesnar. The two feuded for several months after this return. WrestleMania 20. After getting buried alive at the hands of Vince McMahon and Kane, The Undertaker's badass biker gimmick was officially dead. For months, random gongs and video packages teased the return of The Undertaker. It was all a build-up for the match at WrestleMania against Kane. With Paul Bearer and the trusted gold urn by his side, The Undertaker made an epic return with an entrance that lasted longer than Taker's dominant match. Survivor Series 2005. At the 2005 No Mercy pay-per-view, Randy Orton set the dead man on fire in a casket, and The Undertaker disappeared for a month. At Survivor Series 2005, Orton won the main event as the sole survivor, and that's when the gong hit. A casket was set on the stage, exploding into flames, and then the whole door burst off as the Taker emerged. Not only did The Undertaker attack Orton, but he took out the whole SmackDown roster. Royal Rumble 2006. The Undertaker has always had a supernatural element to him, and he showcased it in full force at the 2006 Royal Rumble pay-per-view. After Kurt Angle won the main event, The Undertaker came into the arena riding a small carriage on the back of a white horse. He rose his hands up and created a lightning pyro effect and then followed it with another gesture that caused the whole ring to fall apart and collapse. Raw is War, 1998. One of The Undertaker's greatest enemies was his own brother Kane. At the 1998 Royal Rumble, Kane burned The Undertaker alive in a casket. It would take over a month before the fans saw the dead man again. On an episode of Monday Night Raw, Kane stood in the middle of the ring when a lightning bolt hit the main stage. Amid a cloud of smoke, The Undertaker emerged, ready to face his brother for the first time ever at WrestleMania 14. Judgment Day 2000. This Undertaker comeback will go down as one of the most unexpected. Ditching the black robes for a bandana, The Undertaker returned to the WWE riding a motorcycle, sporting a whole new outfit, and wearing his hair in a ponytail. In the years that followed, we would see a whole different side to The Undertaker, hear him more on the microphone, and enjoy a lengthy run as the American Badass. SmackDown Live 2016. The 900th episode of SmackDown was a grand celebration where The Undertaker's return was promoted for weeks. Even though fans knew he was returning, no one knew what to expect. While appearing in the ring with Edge and the SmackDown roster, The Undertaker declared that he would not be defined by WrestleMania, and he was back on the roster. The surprise and shock left fans guessing at some of his possible feuds in the new era of the WWE. SummerSlam 2010. For months, Kane had been wondering what happened to The Undertaker and who had harmed his brother. Fans would get an answer in the 2010 SummerSlam when Kane took on Rey Mysterio in the main event of the night. Kane won the match and placed Mysterio in a casket. He closed the lid shut, but when he opened it again, The Undertaker's body was laying inside. The Undertaker came out to confront Kane, but revealed a surprisingly weakened state due to Kane himself. Raw 1000. The 1000th episode of any show is a remarkable feat, and the WWE achieved this in 2012. During the special episode, Kane found himself on the receiving end of a beatdown from a random collection of superstars. All of a sudden, the arena went wild, and the Brothers of Destruction were formed once again. The duo easily beat off their foes and stood tall in the ring together again. Well, there you have it. What was your favorite Undertaker comeback? What one have you seen live? Who should do battle with him? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the Sportster on YouTube. Could be anything. The blend of characters and real-life physical action can create a lot of scary moments in pro wrestling. No, we're not talking about the boogeyman eating a pile of worms. This is a collection of truly scary moments in pro wrestling history. See the scary injuries and terrifying moments that kept wrestling fans on the edge of their seats over the past couple decades. The 10 scariest wrestling moments. Macho Man meets Snake. Jake the Snake Roberts typically brought a python to the ring with him, but in an effort to keep the Macho Man Randy Savage out of action, he took things one step further. Fans watched in horror as a real-life cobra latched onto Savage's arms and injected him with venom. Savage would further sell the poisoning by stumbling around the ring, refusing medical help, and creating a scene that lasted nearly 10 minutes. Foley won't quit. An I Quit match typically pushes a performer to the brink of survival. This was certainly the case for Mick Foley as he battled The Rock in an I Quit match that was as brutal as they come. Never mind the 10 plus chair shots in Foley's skull. It was scary to see his wife and children screaming and crying at the ringside. The moment was emotional, effective, and made the match truly terrifying as Foley battled on in his crimson blood mask. The Undertaker sacrifices Midian. When The Undertaker debuted as the leader of the Ministry of Darkness, he needed to make an impact to get his dark persona over. A sacrifice was the answer. After being chained and tortured backstage, Dennis Knight was laid out on a table. The Undertaker poured blood down his throat and then proceeded to carve the Undertaker symbol into his chest. The creepy moment was just the first of many sacrifices that The Undertaker would deliver to WWE superstars. Age of the Fall debuts. After a brutal and bloody ladder match, Ring of Honor wrestler Jimmy Jacobs rushed to the ring and beat down all the wrestlers. He then proceeded to hang a bloody Jay Briscoe upside down in the center of the ring. As Jacobs introduced the world Age of Fall, blood dripping from Briscoe's body and landed on the white suit. The chilling scene was originally edited out of the broadcast, but included on future releases. Foley thrown from the cell. Mick Foley has taken some bumps in his career, but nothing was quite as scary as when he was choke slammed through the roof of the Hell in the Cell. Minutes after being
I've got like the biggest goalkeeper in the world, mate.
Through the cage, a chair fell with him, knocking his tooth out, breaking multiple ribs, and creating an instant highlight reel. Even after this, the match would continue as The Undertaker unleashed more hell upon Foley. Hawk fought.
No!
Titan fought. Legion of Doom WCW, Pac suffered from drug and alcohol problems off the screen. Those issues were brought up full when Hawk began appearing in matches and unable to walk straight.
Pac didn't make up the dab.
When Hawk climbed to the top of Raw's Titantron, as draws followed him, it appeared as if Hawk jumped off the top of the screen and plummeted to his death. The crowd sat shocked and silent as the fate of Hawk was unknown at the time. Meet the Wyatts. After cheesy horror failures like Papa Shango and the Boogie, the WWE finally got something right with the Wyatts. Scary vignettes, quick edits, and creepy sheet masks were just a few of the elements that created real scares in the WWE. Adding in a rocking chair, the lantern entrance, and multiple blackout scenes only created more scary and terrifying moments for WWE fans. Big Boss Man talked from the symbol. A WrestleMania moment is supposed to make an impact and career highlight for a superstar. The Big Boss Man's most memorable WrestleMania moment was a scary one, though. After losing to The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match, The Undertaker wasn't satisfied with his victory. Getting help from members of the Ministry of Darkness, The Undertaker hugged the Big Boss Man from a noose in the middle of the ring. This disturbing moment has been edited out of several future WrestleMania releases. The barbed wire mess. Terry Funk and Sabu have sacrificed their bodies in several crazy matches, but one of the most violent may have been at the 1997 ECW Born to be Wired event. The ring ropes were replaced with barbed wire, and these two bounced off them like nothing was different. Sabu sliced his bicep open in a bloody scene, and both performers ended the match entangled in barbed wire. It looked like a scene from Saw, as workers had to cut both superstars free from the mess. Paraguayo Jr. versus Rey Mysterio. In one of the scariest in-ring moments, it was a confusing and chaotic scene as Rey Mysterio Jr. performed a simple dropkick to Paraguayo Jr. The performer's body went limp on the second row, and it took the other performers several seconds to realize that he was actually unconscious. He was later brought to the hospital and declared dead from whiplash and spinal trauma. The random injury and confusion created in this moment that is still hard to watch to this day. Well, there you have it. What moments scared you the most? Are there any truly scary moments that we missed? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to The Sportster on YouTube.
John, tell me cut if you want.
The PG era of the WWE may have tamed things down a bit.
Marwan.
When superstars put their bodies and lives on the line in some of the craziest and most dangerous stipulation matches ever conceived. Watch as stars like John Cena, CM Punk, The Undertaker, and Batista compete in recklessly violent matches. 10 WWE matches that were recklessly dangerous. The Punjabi prison match. With rules too complicated to understand, the Punjabi prison match may have sounded great on paper, but was a death trap for wrestlers involved. Trap doors, sharp bamboo, and swinging vines were just a few of the dangerous elements in this match. There were only 2 of these matches in WWE history, with Batista taking on the Great Khali in one, and The Big Show taking on The Undertaker in another. The Gulf of Mexico match. One of the biggest protections that a WWE superstar has is the ability to control the moves and outcome of a match. When you're dealing with Mother Nature, it's a whole different story. The Gulf of Mexico match pitted Chavo Guerrero against CM Punk to see who could toss their opponent in the water first. This presents many unsafe elements, including waves, sea creatures, rocks, and even high bacteria levels. Water matches are few and far between, but they often present unpredictable dangers. The Kennel from Hell match. Even with proper trainers, you cannot predict the actions of an animal when they are in a crazy environment like the WWE. That's exactly what happened in the stupidly dangerous Kennel from Hell match. The match featured the Big Boss Man against Al Snow in a steel cage that was surrounded by a Hell in a Cell. Between the 2 cages were a collection of Rottweilers that basically peed, barked, and were more interested in mounting each other than the actual match, the Inferno match. Mixing fire and wrestling was usually left to just introductions until the Inferno match was created. Surrounding the ring with flames, superstars like The Undertaker and Kane were forced to endure several minutes of extreme heat and potential fire hazards. Both men leaped over the flames, and the dangerous match was successful enough to repeat on several occasions over the years. During the Attitude Era, these matches were typically monitored. Now, they feature several firemen and safety personnel, parking lot brawls. Anytime wrestlers leave the safety of the ring, they are exposed to elements they are not used to competing on. In a parking lot brawl, the hard ground, unpredictable unforgiving steel cars and various weapons are just a few of the more dangerous elements. Car windshields may be the most dangerous. They can break in various ways, and when a wrestler is smashed into them, bloodshed is very likely. Classic battles like John Cena versus Eddie Guerrero showcase the dangers and brutality in these matches. Buried alive matches. Shovels, dirt, and construction machines do not often make great companions in a wrestling match. The Buried Alive match features all of these elements as WWE superstars attempt to incapacitate their opponents, so much so that they can be buried alive. One of the more violent Buried Alive matches involved Vince McMahon and The Undertaker. McMahon was beaten for several minutes until Kane made the save and used a backhoe to help bury The Undertaker. Boiler Room Brawls. Some sections of sports arenas were not meant to be wrestled in. The Boiler Room Brawl is an intense match that features pipes and plenty of violence. As superstars bash each other around, it's hard to predict what type of equipment their bodies will be smashing into. There have been 4 Boiler Room Brawls in the WWE, often involving superstar Mick Foley, The Undertaker, or Triple H. The original TLC match. The TLC match may now be a part of the annual pay-per-view, but the original bout started out as an unpredictable stunt show that put multiple careers in danger. Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudley Boys all put their bodies on the line as they leaped off ladders, crashed through stacked tables, and performed finishers in mid-air. They were reckless, but a highly entertaining part of WWE history. Hell in a Cell. Anytime crazy heights are involved, WWE superstars are putting themselves through reckless situations. Shawn Michaels knocked off the cell, Mick Foley thrown off, and then through the cell. Rikishi's choke slam from the top. Shane McMahon's suicidal leap. Each of these moments have made countless WWE playlists, but also show the dangers of one of WWE's most popular matches. Not only is the cell used as a weapon, but tables, chairs, and thumbtacks have also become involved. Barbed wire matches. Chairs can be swung a certain way. Tables can be made to break easily. But there's one WWE weapon that's unforgiving and brutal: barbed wire. Any match that involves barbed wire is destined to become a bloody disaster. One of the worst was the 6-man mixed-gender tag match in the 2006 ECW One Night Stand. Barbed wire boards, bats, and fists were all used to tear open flesh and create one of the most violent matches in WWE history. Wow, there you have it. What matches did you think were the most dangerous? Which one would you like to see again in the WWE? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the Sports Stir on YouTube.
Just stick to the freaking plan, you utter prick.
The plan is we grab as much shit as we can and get the fuck out of here. I need to get paid.
I mean, none of us are gonna get paid if you don't do this properly.
I got a feeling you're gonna get more blood than there's blood already in the match. Between the arm of the Vince. And it might be Tax City, buddy. Tax City, I'm telling you. There it is. You are correct, sir. Oh, I don't envy Paul Brown. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Oh, my. Kendo stick again. Look at what he's done to the kendo stick. Split open.
I'm not doing this shit.
Oh, no. Oh, no. And before the monster can take Bram and try and choke slam it right into the tax, the Brit battles back. This is what it's all about. How much force did the Fist have by swinging at the stuck? Oh my God, shades of what we've seen in the past here. But before, Bram can use damage. He stopped and he dropped back first. Oh my God! Oh!
Yeah! Goal, 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 goal!
I actually prefer playing tennis. Like, this is just not good.
Goal, goal!
For being the shittest player.
your line cut off. Just got 84 followers on Instagram.
A target that goes by the name of Jacob Matthews is staying at the East Beach Hotel tonight. You've been assigned to dispose of him and retrieve any files to hand. Do so before he disappears off the grid again. Good luck.
What's your name? Oh my god, my defender's on fire. No! Kazuma. Nope! What? What's your Instagram name then? How'd you spell it? Yeah, yeah. TH. I've done Matthew. Yeah. What? B. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's it. I'm following you. You've got no post. I'm the only one following you. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I did. What? Yeah, I accepted it. Why have you got one of Stewie? I actually never knew you looked like that. I'm not being mean or anything, but I didn't think you looked like that though. Are you in the party? I actually never knew you'd look like that, but yeah, I'm not being like tight or anything though. Do you know what I mean? I know, that's what I know. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the live stream here. If you enjoyed it, like, share, and subscribe to the live stream. This is going up on my channel, so yeah, I'll end it. Sorry, but.